minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work.
The two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Yes, lovely people. I hope you're well. Welcome back to another Monday night live show. Hope you're well. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, and like. It is less than a week until Crimbo, people. However, there are plenty of shows between now and then. We're going to have this show. We're going to have a preview show for Manchester City. We're also going to have another show for Manchester City. You'll soon see what that is. That will be out tomorrow morning. We'll also have a watch long for Manchester City, our call-in show, all before the big day on Sunday. As always, people, please make sure you remain respectful to one another in the chat. This is a community that we're really proud of and really happy to be a part of as well. This is not you guys just, bowing down to us. This is us all being in a family and in a community. And in a family, we always have arguments sometimes, but at the end of the day, we always remain respectful and we always have fun with it as well. Fallout after the World Cup, eh? What a World Cup. What a tournament, what a final, and what a win for Argentina and Lionel Messi. I don't know if you guys saw the celebration in Buenos Aires. Spine-tingling stuff, man. Really was spine-tingling stuff. I got to hand it. They really know how to throw a party. And, was this their first win since 1986? So well over almost 40 years in the making. So once again, congratulations to Argentina. On the agenda today, we will be speaking about one Roberto Firmino. Obviously, you guys know where I stand on the Firmino stuff, but we're going to be speaking about his potential new contract and whether we should or should not be upgrading his contract. We're going to be looking at the FSG situation with regarding selling the club. Apparently, they want 3.3 billion. Are they right to demand that much? How much is this going to potentially hamper a deal and Liverpool on and off the field? And also going to be looking at the two priorities, apparently, which is Amrabat and Bellingham. I've seen a couple of you in the chat as well saying about 250 million summer. If FSG are here, we know what the propaganda is. If there's new owners in here, I expect us to spend at least 250 mil. But that is not for here or there. Let's get into the first topic of the show. Roberto Firmino. Number 9, give him the ball and he'll score most of the time. Si, senor. Give the ball to Bobby and he will score. Right. This is going to be a hard segment for me because you know how I feel about Bobby Firmino. He's my favorite Liverpool player and he has been for some years now. But if I'm going to be hosting this show, if I'm going to be speaking to you guys, I've got to try and be as objective as possible. Now, the rumors are that Bobby Firmino will be getting a new contract offer from Liverpool Football Club. Now, this is potentially going to be before January kicks in or as January kicks in. So, I'm going to give both arguments and see where we land. The pros. It keeps some continuity. It keeps an experienced head. A player who can play in I'd say 2 positions strongly and a third position maybe. So he can play the false 9. He can play the number 10, which I think is his best position. And he can also play as an 8 at stretch. He's also someone that is not going to make a fuss if he's not playing with the first name on the team sheet. And he brings camaraderie to the team and works his socks off no matter how and when he plays for Liverpool. So that's the positives. On the other side, there's an argument to say that Bobby's past his best. There's an argument to say if he stays at Liverpool, you're potentially blocking us, potentially getting another player who could play in this position or multiple positions. Is he going to help us over the course of his contract? So we're not just thinking about between now and the end of the season. If he receives a 3-year contract, is it going to be viable for him to be playing over the next 3 years? And also, is him being on a higher salary going to hamper us in terms of our negotiating with current players and potentially new players? Right. A lot to digest there. So I'm seeing a couple of you see Johnny B. Red say, I love him, but it's his time to go. Pablo says, shout out to Pablo, by the way. I ain't seen Pablo in a while. No, he won't help us. John says, need to get rid and need new faces. Latimer says, don't let Bobby go on a free. AM9 says, Bobby is getting slower. Kingsmano 07 saying, keep him. Aija says, Liverpool don't learn if he gets a new contract. Right. Do you know what? Pretty mixed bag here. Pretty mixed bag. Okay. Let's dissect. So me personally, if I'm thinking with my heart, then obviously it's a new contract. However, to start thinking with this, the length of the contract for me is very important. I don't think we can turn around to Bobby Firmino at this juncture in his career and say, with all due respect, guys, I don't think we can turn around and say you're going to be lowering your contract. He's what, 30, 31? I'm going to be honest, at that age, if I'm going into a new role or I'm staying at the same job, I'm not taking a reduced salary. And I know you're going to say, well, Cal, you're not on 180K a week. Obviously, I'm not. But money is money at the end of the day. And principles are principles. I don't think he should be getting a lower contract, personally. However, the length of the contract is something that I do think we need to discuss. Now, his contract expires at the end of the season. I think anything over a 2-year deal would be slightly negligent. And here's why. He's 31 years old, but he has shown signs of a potential decline. I don't think he's as washed as some people say. And I think without him this season, we'd probably be in a bit of a scrap of the relegation. But that's neither here nor there. I do think when he is played more sparingly, I think you get the best out of him. And I think as a number 10, he's the best at our club in doing what a number 10 needs to do. That being said, though, he's not the only number 10 in world football. And if we are to get new owners, then a number 10 or a new number 10 is not something that we're incapable of getting along with other players. Therefore, I do think it's a difficult conversation. I don't think it's black and white. Again, it feeds into the narrative of, is Klopp being sentimental? With this one, I don't know. And the reason why I say I don't know is because I don't know what the plans are for Bobby Firmino transitioning from what we have now into what we potentially could have with new owners. But on the flip side, again, we all know we need attacking players. I personally think we need 2, whether Bobby stays or goes. As things stand right now, we have Jota, Diaz, Salah, Nunes. Those are our 4. I love Harvey Elliott. I love Carvalho. For me, they're not attackers. They're midfielders. Whether they play in the 8 or whether they play in the 10, midfielders are midfielders. And me personally, I don't count Bobby as a 9 anymore. I don't want to see him playing false 9 for us at Liverpool anymore. I either want to see him play as a 10 or not at all. And this has come from someone who loves Bobby, but that's just me being completely honest with you. I need to see the best players at Liverpool playing in their best positions at the right times. Now, Jamrock, I hear what you're saying we're not getting 6 forwards, Cal. I hear you, Jamrock. I hear you. And I'd slightly be on board with that if the 5th attacker was someone of an Mbappe level, for example. if you give me that, then yeah, I may bow into the demands. But again, I'm going to sit here, Jamrock. I'm going to push back. You know, I always push back when it comes to this subject. We need six attackers. If they're going to increase the amount of games we're going to be playing per season at club level, if they're going to increase the amount of games at international level, if we want to win multiple trophies season after season after season, you need 6 attackers. In the same way we sit here and we say we wanted 8 midfielders for 3 positions, I'm sitting there saying we need 6 attackers for 3 positions. I don't think that's unreasonable for me to ask for. Now, with that being said, formation also plays a big role. If Klopp gets the midfielders that he wants, is he going to revert back to type? And are we going to stop seeing the formation fluidity? If he still gets the midfielders he wants and still wants to be fluid, then we have a situation at our hands. Is Bobby Firmino the best number 10 in world football right now? Absolutely not. Is he still world class? In my humble opinion, no. But he's still, for me, an asset to this club, and I would give him a 2-year deal. Nothing more than that. Griff.
That's good, bro.
New contract. What are you saying?
But Bobby's new contract, yeah?
Yeah.
All day, every day. All day, every day. All day, every day. I think the guy's proven this season, statistically, he's our best forward. Performance-wise, I'd probably say arguably he's been our best forward as well. Why not? I guess that would be more the question to me, to anyone who thinks not. Why not? That would probably be more. I mean, I'm guessing everybody's going to say the age thing of, like, you know, a player like 31 giving him 180 grand a week or whatever. It would be more about like his age. So I guess that will be the argument, but I don't think that's a fair argument for Bobby at 31. And I think the deeper he plays, the less athleticism he needs, because he just uses his intelligence at that point.
See, I disagree with that. Because of how we play as a club, I think the deeper you play, you potentially need just as much. I think the only position...
Not midfield deep. I mean, number 10 deep. Not if he comes into midfield. If he comes into midfield, he needs energy if he comes. Yeah. But I mean, if he's playing that support striker role in a 4-2-3-1, he doesn't need to do anywhere near as much as running as when he was the false 9.
Another thing is as well, Drift, I know it's about, you mentioned age in being 31. But if this World Cup's showing us anything, age is barely a number nowadays when it comes to football. It's more about the physical capabilities of the man or the woman playing. Bobby might be 31, but I can't sit here and say his legs are the same as when he was a year or 2 younger. We know how Klopp plays. Klopp's even recently come out saying he wants more intensity. Is that potentially a banana skin for Bobby?
I think here's the thing. I think if Bobby is used sparingly, which is what at this stage of his career he will go on to be, in my opinion, and I think is okay as long as he's willing to accept that. I would actually say it wouldn't be a big deal to make him play intense for 1 or 2 games every other game. If you're asking him to do it week in, week out, no, that's a bit too much. But again, what we got to remember is Firmino's a very fit guy. I think what we know, he's been ran into the ground because of the way we play. But I think that's the reason why his pace might not really be quite there. But I don't think his stamina levels would have gone down. I don't think he's old enough to have lost his stamina. It will be his pace that will have gone. So all you got to do is make sure that you don't play him in positions where pace is as important. And he understands more to use his brain now, like a Teddy Sheringham, rather than when he used to be a little bit more physical and he could be a bit more reactive to stuff. Now he's just got to be a bit more intelligent. And I think you're seeing it, bro. I think he's making better runs than he ever used to. I think his passing is better than it used to be. I actually think he has learned to be more intelligent with the new way he has to play. And I think it's no coincidence that he's actually performing statistically better now that he's in a different role and he's evolving. Bobby is evolving, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me, bro, but I think Bobby is evolving.
I think he has, but again, it depends on what he's going to be doing in the future. How long would you give him as a contract extension, Drew?
I'd give him 2 with the option of a third. That's our choice. So I'd give him an extension till he's 33. And then we've got a choice. If come 33, he's still balling. And it's like, okay, boom, no, we wanna trigger that third. That's what I would do personally.
All right, that's fair enough. I actually agree with that. I didn't come with that idea at first, but I agree with that. Is he potentially hampering the progression of maybe a Carvalho or Elliott in the 10, or dare I say it, us going out and getting a new era number 10?
That depends if we're looking at it from different types of angles. So are we looking at this from the angle of the new owners are in and they're going to want to go on a splurge, and possibly he could be taking a position of an absolute baller that we could be getting? Or are we looking at it from an FSG point of view where we've got to be a lot more realistic, and therefore we're not really going to be getting some baller? It would probably be like a project player or something like that. Like, which angle are we gonna come at it from?
We'll go from the new owner standpoint.
If it's from the new owner standpoint, then I would slightly understand why people might say that he's a little bit hampering to what we're trying to do. Because, I mean, if I said to you, we could get Shirky, Verts, and...
Ooh,
do you see what I mean? Like, if I start naming people like that, that are going to be the
tingle.
If I start naming the man that's going to go cost you all 60, 70 mil like those guys will, then he probably is a little bit of a hindrance in that regard, because they're young, they are the future. Maybe you would slightly have to start thinking we have to evolve the squad. We can't quite hold on to everybody. And that's when I'll slightly understand when people are a bit more like, Drift, you're being a bit too sentimental, etc., which I would still be devastated to watch him leave just because of that. But I'm logical, and I would get the logic behind what they were doing. On the other hand, if we're doing it on the FSG thing, I'd keep him, because I don't really think under FSG's model you're going to go and get a better player than Bobby.
Okay.
Plus, we've got Carvalho and Elliott who can play there as well. So we let them grow while he's there, and then we're all good.
Do you have faith in Carvalho and Elliott to be our future 10?
Yes, talent-wise. Don't know about the mentality. Will it actually happen? How much they can adapt to the situation, etc. But talent-wise, I definitely believe they both got the talent. 100%. They do. They're both extremely talented players.
Okay. I want to be very careful how I pick my words here. In fact, I'm going to start with a caveat. So, guys, I'm asking a question here. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm not trying to create a narrative or anything. So just chill before you get angry. If I was to say to you, we've got Carvalho and Elliott waiting in the wings to be number 10, but we want to win the league and the Champions League next season, and one of those two are playing in a 10 for us next season, as opposed to a Musiala, a João Felix, Florian Wirtz, a Shirky, do you think they could lead us to the promised land, playing in the 10 in our team?
You said those names to fully throw me off there. Bro.
No, I'm asking the hard questions, bro, because I'm being real with you. As a Liverpool fan, if we get new owners, my expectations are here right now. They're going to be off the screen, bro. I want to be winning multiple trophies every season. Call me spoiled all you want, bro. I will throw a tantrum in the middle of the shop if I have to. Yeah? I want multiple trophies as a Liverpool fan. I don't know when this whole narrative of competing is good enough, because Shankly wasn't having it, Paisley wasn't having it, and deep down, I don't think Klopp's having it either. So, therefore, as a Liverpool fan, if I want multiple trophies, will Harvey Elliott and Carvalho playing a 10 for us deliver that to us, bro?
All right, this is a very, very hard question.
Straight answers, Drew. Straight
answer. This is a very hard question to answer based on right now. I have to be a little bit. What's the right word? I have to be a little bit sensible about my answer, and I have to consider where I believe they could take us if I'm going to answer your question properly. Because if I answer the question purely based on what's happening right now, then I'm going to say no. I have to think about in a year or two's time now, when they're a bit more developed and they've been under Klopp for a little bit more. Do I think they can? At that point, they'll both be 21. Yeah, I do. I believe by the time both of them are 21, they have the potential that they could possibly be good enough that we could rely upon them to be a team who could be taken, considered serious contenders.
What evidence have you seen that suggests that, Drew?
I'm just going off of faith of their ability, and that's why I'm saying I have to like.
So is that more
what
hope?
I'm saying is yeah. What I'm saying isn't factual. I'm not saying something factual. I'm just saying something based on what I think.
But isn't that like me saying I can see? I don't know. Bloody. Again, not to shade the player. That's like me saying I see Joe Gomez getting 5 goals from centre back next season. I mean, we know he can be good in the air defensively, but he hasn't even scored a goal for Liverpool. So there's no evidence of me saying that. That's just me going off hope. Whereas if I said to you, we've got Musiala or João Felix playing in the 10 next season, do you think they can lead us and this team to winning multiple trophies? What would your answer be, Drew?
All right. Here's where I'll use logic rather than hope. At 19 years old, after recovering from an extremely, extremely bad ankle injury, which, you know what, absolute ratings for the way he did just get over that and got back in the team. Harvey Elliott is arguably Liverpool's best performer this season. He's definitely in the top 3 or 4, like without question. Arguably, if he's the best, probably Alisson is definitely probably been the best. And then you got 1 or 2 that you could probably throw in as well. But I'll say Elliott is fully in that conversation. The problem is, how does he fit?
Top 5 maybe, not top 3 for me.
All right, cool. I'll accept that, but I just disagree. I think he's probably top 3. If you put that into the consideration, and then you just realize the only real reason why he hasn't stood out even more than he has is because I don't think the system's quite suiting him just yet. And I think he's been a little bit of a passenger in the system, even though he's been playing brilliant. I know that literally sounds like a contradiction, but hopefully everybody knows what I mean because we've all watched it together. I would go off of a 19-year-old playing that well in the Liverpool first team already. If I had 2 years more experience, 2 years more training, 2 years more getting to understand Klopp's system, 2 more years under Klopp's development based on the ability I already see of the player, throw in the mentality at 21 years old, I don't think there's anything to suggest Elliott won't be anything but a special baller. And that's just me trying to use the logic of what I've already seen. The beginning of last season before the injury and the beginning of this season since he's come back from the injury. I think for a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old last year, I think he's been exceptional in most things that he's done.
But I ask you again, do you think he can lead us to the promised land?
In 2 years' time, I think he could be good enough to, yes.
Not in 2 years, in 1 year time, Drew.
1 year, maybe not so much.
This time, and there lies the issue. And again, before anyone goes crazy, you know, Drift, I'm an Elliott guy.
Mm-hmm.
Without me doing the whole Captain Sparrow thing, Matt will tell you this. When Matt's back, Matt will tell you this. Before the season started, I would have said Elliott starts over Bobby in the number 10 position. I said it.
Yeah, no, Matt keeps on letting us know.
Oh, he will. I know I'm going to take that to the grave with me. Matt ain't going to let me live that down. But when I look at Elliott, Carvalho, especially Carvalho, when I don't even know what's going on with Carvalho at the moment because he doesn't seem to have the trust of Klopp. And then I look at Firmino. I'm not saying number 10's a priority situation, but if and when the big money comes, it's a position I'm going to be looking at because I feel as though we're starting to see a resurgence of number 10s in the game again. And I think this World Cup's really been showing it. You're starting to see players like your Musialas, your Florian Wirtz, your Shirkies. You're seeing these 10s start come back to the fore and say, look, this 4-3-3 thing's good, but we're back again. And I don't want us to miss out on potentially one of those top players because we're being sentimental or overlooking what other teams have.
How many? Because there's a little part of me that's thinking, could it possibly be an international thing? I'm trying to think how many club teams truly play with a 10.
Off the top of my head, Odegaard at Arsenal and they're top of the league.
That's the
Man
one that
City-
stands out to me the most. Yeah.
Man City is a bit of a weird one because De Bruyne is a 10, but he's also an 8. He's just a hybrid of a footballer, isn't he? When he's
But they do play 4-3-3 though, really by formation though. Do you get what I mean?
Formation, but you'll see how deep Bernardo Silva comes to collect the ball, and Rodri just he marshals that midfield in terms of. So I do think De Bruyne, even though he likes to take up that right hand channel, in the same way Coutinho likes to take up the left hand channel, I think so. De Bruyne is a 10 who just has the freedom to roam.
I would still call him an advanced 8 though. If you know what I mean.
I can't argue with you saying that. I can't argue with you saying that, because I completely get the logic. I really do.
I think Odegaard might be the only one who truly plays 10.
Man United with Bruno.
I don't know, Is he not an advanced 8 as well?
No, Bruno's a 10. Maddison at Leicester.
Again, they kind of play 4-4-2 though. So he's more of like a hybrid as well. Like, I don't know how many.
You can't look at the formation all the time. You got to look how the man plays, bro.
Because Bruno effectively plays a lot in that position, but they do play 4-3-3. Do you get what I mean? So like he picks up those roles because it's natural to him, but he's technically an advanced 8. Do you know what I mean? With maybe a little bit of a free role. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think Arsenal are the only team who really do have like, he's a 10 and he plays 10, he starts 10. You look at the team sheet and he's in the 10. I think Odegaard's probably the only one that by design is literally a 10 on paper. So I don't know at club level, bro. I don't know maybe if the number 10s are coming back on club level. International level, I get where you're coming from. But I don't know about club level. Like Chelsea don't play with a 10. Tottenham don't play with a 10. I don't know, I don't know how many teams actually really do play, like club teams play with a 10.
Fair dues.
Maybe it might make a comeback because international football will become popular amongst them. And then it will be that, every so often there is that switch. And then there's like like how fashion goes round and then it will come back round again. So you might be right. Maybe I think what I think might be making you think it. There's a lot of brilliant young players who play that position who are coming through. I think that's what's making you maybe it will force managers to go into that because you want to get the best out of the player. Because Arsenal don't want to play a 10. I think they realize Odegaard is best in that position. Why not play that? Do you get what I mean? I think if Odegaard weren't at Arsenal, I don't think they'd play that. So.
That's fair. All right, let's help these supers. Jamrock said, Jew doesn't count as homegrown, have to wait 2 years. Oh, I could have sworn he is, no?
Surely, because he was 15, he was in England up until the age of 15, he will qualify, surely. Does he not? He left England when he was 16, right? But I think if you played in the youth academy up to 15, you count as homegrown. I'm sure you do.
I'll have to double check that. Shout out to Jamrock if that is the case. We'll have to look into that. Khalid says, I want Unani as the Milner replacement. He had a really good World Cup. I've not seen him play outside the World Cup, but he did have a really good World Cup.
He's not really the same position as Milner, though.
He's an 8. He's an 8.
Well, yeah, we play Milner everywhere.
Yeah, for real. Who is Bajan Barn, big up Bajan Barn, says, bless up, fellas, long time being with the family. Big up yourself.
Big up yourself, Bajan, always.
LFC R786 says, more Argentine reports of Enzo to Liverpool for 90 mil.
I saw some that said that we haven't contacted them, though. There's a lot of conflicting reports.
Yeah, I'm also hearing that there's third-party agreements with him still and that River would get a large chunk of the transfer fee. So there's a lot going on at the moment. Teke says, evening, brothers. Not related to the topic, but someone please tell me how good Kanata is. In 7 minutes, he won a corner leading to France's penalty for the third goal while playing hold-up striker and almost got an assist. We are blessed. Couldn't have said it any better, Teke.
100%.
Could not have said it any better.
And I don't care how much people think I'm being biased. I don't care how much people think I'm getting carried away. France's best defender spent most of the time on the bench during the World Cup.
Who's Saliba?
He spent the whole tournament on the bench.
He's the best in the world, bro.
No, you know what? And I'm not being shady. Varane had a really good World Cup. Like Varane was good in the World Cup. Don't get me wrong, and he's showing a little bit more of that form that I guess made people think that he was the brilliant player that everybody said he was at Real Madrid. But I'm sorry, I might be being biased. Or let me know, Cal. Ibu is better than Varane, and I don't even think it's an argument. Like I actually don't even think it's an argument.
Today,
or even in the last 12 to 18 months, I don't even think it's an argument, bro.
No, it's not. It's not.
Like their best defender was on the bench, and the 2 games he played in, he was sensational. He was sensational, bro. It was a whole different kettle of fish. Yeah. Ibu, as Thingy said in the super chat, we are super blessed. We like Ibu. He's 23, Cal. We are super blessed, bruv. Ibu, bruv.
I'm not gonna lie. I just want Varvadar now.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I started paying a little bit more attention after he started talking about it. Did you see his headed goal?
I just want him now, bro. Him and
Ibu, and he's 21, bro.
Ibu for the future, Drift.
Bro,
who penetrates that back line, bro?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm all in. You're right. If we have him and Kanata to be the people who take over for Matip and Van Dijk,
he's done.
And then you sprinkle Joey in there as well, bro. We are nice, bro.
Let them have their fun.
After this World Cup, though, he's going to cost a lot of money.
But we'll have the money, though, innit? So it's calm.
Do you think we'd get him for less than 50? Because I
don't care how much we pay, bro. It's not my money, bro. Like, it's not my money. Right.
Whoa. Jerome just said City are looking to bid 150 for him. That can't be right, surely.
Let him, bro. We'll match it.
No, but he's not worth that. That's ludicrous. That's absolutely ludicrous. I mean, I know he's good, but he's not worth
20 years old. So technically, Drift, if we have him for 10 years, that's 15 mil a year. I don't.
Yeah, but bro, no centre back should cost 150 mil. If you go over 100 mil, you need to have goals as part of the currency of why you're worth that much. Yeah, you can't be a defender or a goalkeeper and cost over 100 million.
I disagree, Drift.
You can't, bro.
When it comes to defenders, I think they pay their money just as much as strikers do. I think this narrative's got to stop that because you put the ball in the back of the net, you automatically cost more.
No, I think you can be important. I think you can be as important, but I don't think you have enough currency to be worth that much. I think goals are the currency. If you don't concede a goal, you don't lose the game. But if you don't score a goal, you can't win the game. And I think that's why goals always count more.
Great.
Personally.
Without Alisson and Virgil, no matter how many goals we score, we ain't winning bro.
No, I agree with that. But if we paid 150 mil for Alisson, you think it would be all right?
100%.
150 million for a goalkeeper,
brother. Sign me up.
Wow,
but his defense it's the defense that wins you the league, bro. This narrative of he's got to put the ball in the back of the net. Bun that, bro. Let's keep the ball out the back of the net and win games 1-0.
I don't know. Maybe I'm hypnotized by the old school way. I don't know. I don't know if I can live in a world where a goalkeeper costs 150 million.
Shout out to Vince's viewpoint. Says, big up Cal. Man dropped his full government to acknowledge Mbappe yesterday. Respect with humility, to be honest. Yeah, I have to, man. I can't not come on here and show humility and say when I'm wrong. I was wrong.
Hey, do you know what? Drifting Nazario, you're actually right. I apologize.
Yeah,
Alisson actually scores goals and he gets assists. No, you're right. Alisson's worth 150 million.
This is perfect for maths. Buffon was 30 mil 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Inflation, brother.
But at the time, it was a ludicrous transfer. I remember everybody was going wild.
Is anyone saying they overpaid for him today?
No.
All right, then.
That could arguably be considered one of the best transfers ever in the history of football.
All right, then.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see out the next topic. FSG apparently won £3.3 billion for Liverpool Football Club. Look, even made Drifty spill his drink to blow up.
Yeah, mad. That was embarrassing.
But what doesn't cost 3.3 billion, guys? Our Christmas merch and our merch in general. So sit back and 'Tis the season to be jolly. Ba la 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 la. Hello, lovely people. It is that time of year. We've got new merch out for Crimbo. What are you thinking? What do I get her? What do I get him for Christmas? Look no further, people. Christmas merch is out now. Now. We've got t-shirts. Look at that. Look at that. Who's on the t-shirt? Virgil, Thiago, my number 9, D9, Darwin Núñez. Sweatshirts too. Hello. Hello. If it's a little bit chilly, but if you want something even warmer, hoodies for men and women. For men and women. Hello. Not to mention, don't be a mug. Buy one. Buy one. Look at that. Crimbo's hair, people. Go and get yourself some Kop-Ish merch. Not to mention all the other stuff we've got. All the belts. Pause. 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 Hats. Woolly hats. Snapbacks. And baby stuff as well. Hoodies, t-shirts, and don't be a mug again. Get a mug. People, head over to our website now and go and get some Kop-Ish merch. And I will say, people, it fits really nice. Really nice. Don't be a mug. Get a mug. Right. FSG. Fenway Sports Group. When reports came out in November that they'd be selling, we did on this channel celebrate. Me, Matt, and Drifty celebrated. Drifty did say, Cal, calm down. It might take about 12 to 18 months before the sale's completed. Matt says it might be sooner than that. I said I think it happens before the end of the year. We got 12 days. So it's cutting it fine if we are going to sell before the end of the year. However, I'm still not losing hope. But one thing I will say is I'm getting a little worried. Now, why am I getting worried? The reason I'm getting worried is because the January transfer window is coming up very soon. And we need players. Not only do we need players, we need high quality players who can come into Liverpool and start for Liverpool. Not only do we need high quality players who can come in and start for Liverpool in January, we also need to potentially sell players. Not just that, but this transition of players potentially puts our top four aspirations on the hinges. I'm talking about if we don't get top 4 and end up in Europa, it sets us back a calendar year. I don't know if we've got a calendar year. If we get top 4 with new owners, and pray for our rivals. 3.3 billion is the fee that FSG apparently won. Me personally, I don't think they're wrong for asking for 3.3 billion. When you look at what Liverpool have to offer, even if you don't think he's the best, top 2, top 3 manager in world football at minimum, some of the best players in world football and some of the most marketable players in world football. One of the best training facilities in world football. One of the best fan bases in world football. One of the best stadiums in world football, which is also being improved and upgraded by the time the season finishes. We're worth 3.3 billion. We really are. The problem is, people know that they could probably wait and get us a bit cheaper because FSG want to, by rumors suggesting anyway, acquire different things. They want to acquire a basketball team, apparently. So if I'm a businessman and I want to buy something, but I don't need it straight away, I can wait for the price to go down. If I see a pair of trainers, but I don't need them immediately, and I know they're going to be there in 3-4 months' time, and they might be half the price or 75% of the price, I'm going to wait. Why not? It's a business move at the end of the day. We're not a business, but this is a business acquisition. My worry is how badly this could potentially hurt us on and off the field. Because if we don't get top 4, it's going to hurt us off the field as well. Make no mistake about it. But my other question is, how far along are these talks? Now, I think they're pretty progressed, especially with all these like people behind the scenes moving on from Liverpool. I think it must be progressing pretty rapidly. But again, I'm going a bit more of hope with a little bit of guesswork. But if FSG are still here in January, not a case of expectation, because we expect them to spend. We need them to spend. The question I have for you guys, though, is will they spend? And will they spend enough? Because I'm seeing these reports about Artur. I'm seeing these reports about Jota potentially coming back sooner than expected. That's sweet. But injury setbacks can happen. Luis Diaz was meant to be back playing, and we see what happened there. FSG, whether they are here for the long run or here for the short term, you got us into this mess. You need to keep us out this mess. You have to spend money. And I hate to say it, if they don't spend money this January and we miss out on top 4, I genuinely believe it damages their reputation amongst Liverpool fans beyond repair, even for the most staunch supporters. And I'm not aiming this at anyone in the chat, by the way, because I know there are people here who support FSG, but they're not people who are blind to FSG's shortcomings. We just have a difference of opinions, and they articulate those opinions very well, in my opinion, whether we agree or disagree. But there are a section of, I don't want to use the term, but there are a section of Liverpool fans who support FSG, it seems, more than they support Liverpool Football Club. Just like there are a section of fans who hate FSG more than they love Liverpool Football Club. The common goal for everyone at the end of the day is Liverpool Football Club finishing as high up the table as possible to give us a chance to progress season after season after season. And if that is not happening because of the ownership not giving Klopp the money he needs, and we'll speak about Klopp with his stubbornness as well, don't you worry. But if the owners are keeping the purse strings tied and tight when we need it the most, then for me, they are damaging their reputation beyond repair, because they are damaging the potential immediate future of Liverpool Football Club and what we can become. I don't want to be sitting here in a year's time saying, I don't know, Bellingham went to Man City and Varvidal went to Chelsea, and I know this player went there and that player went there, and who are we going to get now? Done with all that. Done with all that. I need FSG to show that they got some cojones, step out of their comfort zone, think outside the box, and do what's right, because you've not done it over the past few years. And if that doesn't happen, they're completely done. Drift?
Yeah, apologies for that, bro.
Billion.
What a bloody embarrassment. I saw the Magnum seeping into the keyboard. I was like, no, I need to clean this up.
No, we've all been there, bro. Remember that time where I got too excited and I squirted the Lucozade Sport in my face? Yeah, that went over the keyboard, bro. Don't worry. That was to the best of us.
Do you know what it is? Obviously, because you're not a drinker, you don't know. With Magnums, when they sit for a little while, you got to shake it before you drink. So, like, could have been sitting there for like 5 minutes. And I swear I looked, and I swear I saw the lid was on.
Oh,
yeah, there was no lid on for that shake.
Yikes!
Yikes! You know what I mean? Yeah, good job on wearing the t-shirt I'm wearing is in theme. Look at me, it's all over me, bro. It's a joke. Yeah, like no better shirt.
It looks like blood clot, bro.
Yeah. No better shirt to spray with Magnum than the Jamaica shirt.
Drift. If FSG stay beyond January, How important is it for them to spend in January? In fact, no, that's a silly question. Scrap that question. Will they spend in January? Big up Guna Lee as well, by the way.
Big up Lee each and every time. Big up yourself, bro. If they're here after January,
Camera like kills.
I'm not gonna lie, the Magnums definitely do have a lot of sugar in them. Ever since I found out there's caffeine in them, I'm not actually supposed to drink them. I just can't help it. Now I know why I get a bellyache. They are going to be here after January, and I'm not trying to be a party pooper. They are 100% going to be here after. They're not going to. The club's not going to be sold that quickly. It's not. I think it would be. I personally think it would be irresponsible to sell a club during the transfer window. Me personally, because unless you actually make sure you get it done way in advance of it coming to a close, I think you're potentially stopping the club from being able to do business we really need to do. Because I can't, like, all right, let me ask you this, bro. If you're about to buy something, yeah, if you're the new potential owner, let's try and look at it from that point of view rather than our own selfish fans' point of view. If you're buying the club and the club might need a few things, but you're not sure what it needs yet, and you want to make sure that you're a part of this now because you're going to own the club for the next God knows however many years, right?
Yeah.
If I give you an example of like Amrabat and Zaha, which is two players that we've all spoke about that we think would really boost the squad and help us to be able to achieve something in the second half of the season. If you're the owners, and that's what the FSG model and everybody that's involved right now is thinking to do, would you let that happen if it was happening during the time when you are taking over? So say January is when it's the takeover. Would you let that go on in the background, knowing it's probably not what you want when you fully get control of the club?
All right, hear me out, Drift. Say, for example, we go and do a Madden, spend 150 in January. If I'm FSG, I just add that 150 onto the price of the sale. If I really want to be that petty about it.
No, but I'm not even thinking about the money. I'm thinking about the new ownership not wanting the player that we signed while we're still technically under the old ownership, if you get what I mean.
All right, so that depends on the owners and how hands-on they really want to be, though, isn't it? Because all right, so here's the thing. This is why I wouldn't be a very good owner. Because if I go to Klopp and I say, if Klopp goes to me, Cal, I need some money. And I go, what do you need it for, Klopp? And he goes, I want a left winger. And I'm like, oh, word. I'll sit up and I'm like, who are you thinking of getting? And he goes, I see this young player at so-and-so a club who cost 10 mil and I think I could make him into a top player in about 3-4 years. And I go, oh, is it? That's funny you say that, Jürgen, because I know a top player right now who would come to Liverpool if we put up the money. And he goes, oh, who is it? And he goes, and I go, oh, the guy who scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final, Kylian Mbappe. And he goes, oh, no, that's cool, Cal. Like, I really like Mbappe, but I don't want him coming here and messing up the wage structure. And then I go, oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Jürgen. But, that's my remit. I'm good for the money. Like, the wage bill is nothing to me. And he goes, yeah, but it might unsettle the players. And I go, oh, you're right. But it might also settle the players because we'll be winning Premier League after Premier League and Champions League after Champions League. And he goes, nah, Cal, I want Mbappe. I don't want Mbappe. I want this guy. That's where I go, does my pride take over or do I trust this man?
But remember, we're talking about, with no disrespect to the two players, we're talking about stopgap until we get to the end of the season, and then after that we go properly.
But why does it have to be a stopgap?
With the new own,
because always have to get stopgaps, Drift.
I don't know. No, you don't. You're right, but I don't think we can get any of the quality we really want right now, just purely based on the fact that the team they're at are going to want them to finish out their season.
Drift, we can get Musa Diabi right now.
Yeah, maybe Diabi, but not Enzo, not Bellingham. And not anybody else of that level. All of those players have to be waited for until the summer. We're not going to get those players now, not in January.
Bayer Leverkusen are sitting in 12th in their league as things stand right now. You've also got, hold on one sec, Drift. You've also got Manu Kone, who is currently playing at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and they are currently sitting. Hold on, give me a sec, Drift. Let me just get the table if I can find it. Borussia Mönchengladbach are sitting in 8th place. Drifty. Musa Diabi and Manu Kone could come to Liverpool in January and it would not be an issue. Both players would jump at the move and both players would arguably push. I think Kone potentially, as things stand, starts for us. And do you know what? Both players start for us right now because Diaby just plays on the left and Kone plays in the middle. And both players jump at the chance to sign for Liverpool. And the combined fee of both of those players, in my opinion, would be no more than 120 million. Those aren't stopgap players.
Just 100, just 120 million.
When was the last time we spent proper money? We should.
We've got money in reserve. Yeah.
So Musa Diaby comes in and he starts left wing now, and then when Diaz comes back, you have an argument who starts on left wing, him or Diaz. But I tell you what, you also have Drift. You have another argument: who starts on the right, him or Salah? Then in the summer you can go get someone who just solely competes with Diaz. Kone comes in and says, right, Flacco, me, you, and Henderson, we're competing for this spot in a DM role. Whether we're playing a 3 or a double pivot, we're going to war. Triple threat match. Yeah? Winner takes all. Those aren't stopgap players, Drift.
You've jumped a little bit ahead of me there, bro. I didn't think you wanted players of that level in January.
I want that level all the time, bro.
If you're talking about those level of players, then I'm on board. I mean, you might as well throw in Kudas, or let's just throw in a couple others if you want to go to that level.
I'm not going to go too fast. Kudos, Amrabat, excellent World Cups, good players, but we can get better out there.
Okay.
Those for me would feel like stopgaps.
Right, Kudas will feel like a stopgap.
Yeah.
Raw. Money's changed you, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's not the same anymore, bro.
Yeah, money has changed you,
I'm not the same, bro. I'm not the same anymore. But we're Louis to bet now, bro.
I think Diaby will cost 70 million.
Yeah, and Kone and that's why I said Kone probably cost 50 mil, 120.
Yeah.
Drifty, I wear Louis Vuitton to bed now, bro.
What, the bed sheets or the pajamas?
No. Just the boxers and the socks and the vest.
That'll probably still set you back about £300 still.
Just for swag.
Probably
and
more.
Different color every night. Different color every night. And I don't wash them, bro. I just throw them away after I wear them. That's me now.
Shout out to anyone who sleeps in silk bed sheets as well. That must be a sweat fest. Jesus. No, do you know what? I agree with you if you're going to that level. I do. I mean, you might as well just go and get Casado instead of Kone, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
Another player, we can't sit here and say Casado ain't going to cost a lot of money, but you can't sit here and tell me you can't tempt Brighton to sell in January. You absolutely can. It's just going to cost you a lot.
Yeah. He'll be the most expensive, yeah.
But here it is though, Drift, and this is what we've done. We have decided to get on the train without a ticket, hoping that we're not going to bump into a ticket inspector. The train ticket would have cost us £10.
Sounds like my childhood.
The ticket would have cost us £10, and we said, no, we'd rather not pay. We'll save that £10. But what's happened? Ticket inspectors come on with police. We now have to pay £20, £30 because we got done. Drift, we didn't buy a ticket in the summer. We've now been caught by the ticket inspectors. It's January. We need to pay up. If we had done smart business in the summer, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. So when people or the owners turn around and go, oh, you know what? It's too much money. No, it's only too much money because you didn't deal with this situation earlier. If I have a leak in my roof, Drift, I get to it as soon as possible. Why? Because the longer I leave it, the worse it becomes, the more money it's going to cost. We've had a leak in our midfield since Gini Wijnaldum walked out the door. And now we've got a gaping hole in the middle of the roof, bro. We are the reasons we're in this situation. So I don't want to hear about this player's going to cost that much or that player's going to cost that much, because we could have sorted it out sooner and we chose not to. So in my mind, that money's been saved up. So now it's time to spend, bro.
Do you know, this is
2 high-quality players in January.
This is what I was thinking about Casado. McAllister's probably going to be on a lot of teams' radars. I can't see them losing both.
Why not, bro? If there's any
because
team in the
Brighton can't be that reckless, otherwise their Premier League existence could be
reckless
in danger.
with Brighton, though. But Brighton might sell them by 4 players, brother, and they end up shipping those 4 players in 2 years for double the amount of money.
No, bro, you can't lose Casado, McAllister, and Basuma within 6 months of each other. That would be madness, bro. They're only Brighton, bro. They're not a team that can deal with losing that quality all at once, bro.
We say they're only Brighton drift, but their expectations aren't to win anything, and they also probably have one of the best scouting networks in the Premier League. They've already identified. They probably already identified their replacements, drift.
But it's not a guarantee that it will work, though. So you're definitely playing with fire.
Never a guarantee, bro. But we could sign Enzo, Bellingham, and flipping Kimmich and think, yeah, everything's going to be dandy, and it might not work. Man United sounds Schweinsteiger, bro. Look how that panned out.
No, I hear that, but Brighton, if they make a mistake, it could cost them their actual Premier League existence, though. Do you get what I mean?
I don't think it will. I think they've got enough in them not to. I think they play too good of football and all that. But I get where you're coming from. But Drift,
that's a lot of quality coming from Brighton, isn't it? My God,
bro, I've been
Brighton,
saying,
you know, with quality like that, that's crazy, bro.
I do like Brighton. I admire them, but I want to take their scouting network.
There's a World Cup winner at Brighton, Cal.
Yes, bro.
That's mad.
You know why, Drift? Because they infiltrated the South American market, bro.
Yeah, it's true. I think Brighton had 3 or 4 players who went to the World Cup. Just generally speaking, back in the day, that wouldn't even have happened. A team of Brighton's level having that many players going to the World
spot
Cup.
on here. They lost Basuma and Cucurella. And how they doing, bro?
Oh, yeah. Cucurella.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige right now. Fine. Ooh! That's how they are right now. They are absolutely fine, bro. So
yeah, I'm not even going to lie. Brighton have got different scouting, boy. But hold on a minute. Didn't all of their scouts go with Potter? I think Chelsea took everybody, didn't they?
They are. Well, I don't know who the new set of scouts. They probably got scouts behind the scouts, bro. Like, they probably just got a whole unit of a team behind the actual main team. And they just pick and say, oh, your time to come
Potter
up
took
now.
everyone with them. That's probably a beef forever now, Chelsea versus Brighton.
Teke's right as well. They lost them and Pemwu as well because of the heart condition.
Yeah, for real. Trossard's leaving at the end of the year because his contract runs out.
Yeah. And Mopé, although I think that was probably a good thing for them, to be fair.
He's gone already, though.
Yeah. Big up Everton for signing another dud. Big up Everton. So before we wrap this up, Drift, FSG, are they spending money in January, yes or no?
Minimal. I think they'll spend minimal. I think it's going to be a really disappointing January.
Enough to get us top 4. Enough to get us top 4, you reckon?
I think we've got enough to get top 4 if we keep everybody fit.
We ain't going to keep everyone no fit.
I know, but I always worry that that's the way they look at it.
Yeah, but if they're still looking at it like that, then they're stupid as anything.
But
I don't think
they've kind of proved that they are stupid on many occasions, bro. So
I don't think they're stupid. I think they're.
Bro, it was the 28th of January, Cal, 2020, and we had no senior centre backs fit for the rest of the season, and they still wasn't thinking about buying somebody, bro. They do a lot of stupid stuff, bro.
Yeah, you've just trampled on my argument that they weren't stupid. Show me out.
They've done a lot of stupid stuff, bro. Have you seen the conversation that even came out about Artur? Like, his agent actually come out and said that we were talking to him throughout the summer, but we were kind of like, nah, do you know what? We think we'll leave off. And then when we got the injury, we called last minute. Was like, look, do you think you can make it here on time? Like, the agent has actually admitted we weren't going to sign him until we got the injury, and then we literally hollered at him last minute. No, I believe it, bro. I believe it. If we were going to sign Melo anyway, we would have had him over here before the deadline day. I believe it, bro. I think Henderson's injury is the only reason why we called him. I honestly believe it, bro.
We looked around to see, but we tried to get Zakaria on the last day as well, bro. There was no way we wanted Melo all summer. We could have got him for P.
No, not wanted him all summer, as in like we were really chasing him, as in we had him on the leash. Like apparently we had him like, we'll call you next week. Like apparently we was like that, like, you know, like boy in it kind of thing, because we knew he didn't want to stay at Juventus and we knew he would come at any moment. And then we literally only called him on the last day when we got the injury to Hendo. We boyed it, bro. We actually did. We dangled the string and we kept pulling it away every time he went to grab it. And then last minute, we got desperate. So we let him grab the string and we pulled him in. Like, that's crazy, bro, when you actually think about it. The poor guy spent about 3 or 4 weeks of the summer just being dangled on the end of a string. Do Liverpool want you or not? I don't know, man. That's a bit mad.
Yeah, you just literally... I mean... Can we just blame the owners for that, or is that Klopp as well, though?
I think that's a combination of everyone at the club, to be honest.
I don't think we can just blame the owners on that one, to be fair. But collectively, a cluster, I won't say the second word. Riffwick, thank you very much for becoming a YouTube member of ours. Hope you enjoy the content that you get. And Teke, also to yourself, thank you for becoming a new member of ours as well. Much appreciated.
Big up, members. Big up.
Right, let's move on to
and all you members have been in. Today's the last day to be entered into the members draw. So big up your damn self, members.
It is indeed. Oh, I feel like we speak about this guy every single show. But he's in the news every single day. And that is Jude Bellingham. And now it seems as though his co-star is going to be Amrabat. Apparently, they are now the priority for Liverpool, and Enzo is no longer a priority. I'm not going to ask the question to Drift because his answer is going to be the same as mine. If I was to ask which 2 out of 3 would he want, he's going to say Jude and Enzo, just like I would, just like Matt would, just like I think most of you guys in the chat would. However, I ask, if it was going to be Bellingham and Amrabat as opposed to Bellingham, Enzo, or Bellingham, Enzo, and one other, would you be okay with that?
No. Just at face value for the fact that I think Enzo's the most important one out of all of those 3 players. And I know a lot of people might think I'm being a little bit over the top with that because I love Bellingham. The kid's amazing. I think Enzo's the best player out of those 3. He's actually the one I would want the most. I just think he would just suit us down to. He's Thiago with a little bit of extra bite about him, and that's what would make him suit Klopp down to the ground, bruv. Down to the ground. He's Thiago with a bit of bite about him and durability. So we can do all the fancy passing and all that, but he gets stuck in, bruv.
Yeah, he's got that dog in him.
He's got that dog in him, bruv. But Enzo under Klopp would be such a... bruv. I'm telling you, man. Like, I believe that he's more important of a signing than Bellingham is. But we should be getting both. We should really be about that life. It's time to get serious, and we should be getting both.
All right, Jeff. If we were to sign Bellingham and Enzo, do we need another midfielder?
Just for fun.
No.
For giggles, bro.
But do we
real talk, man. You might as well, bro. Just take the piss out of the league. If we get Enzo and Bellingham, I actually believe we'll win the Premier League.
All right, but would we then have to definitely revert back to a 4-3-3? Because I don't think Enzo and Bellingham could play in a pivot together.
I do.
You do?
I do.
I don't think we'd have enough defensively about us if we did that.
I think Enzo could do that defensive job the way Genie used to. He's got it in him, bro. He's got it in him, bro. And we'd have the ball all the time, Cal.
Purely from an athletic point of view, because there is going to be times where we're chasing towards our own goal. I don't think he's got that.
Would there be?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So let's say starting lineup for next season in a dream world scenario. Diaz left wing, Salah right wing,
You were wrong already.
Nunes down the middle.
Mbappe left wing.
No, all right. I mean, dream scenario being slightly more realistic. So you got Diaz left wing, Salah right wing, Nunes down the middle. You got Bobby playing in the 10, and you got Enzo and Bellingham sitting behind them with Ibu and Van Dijk at centre back, and Robbo and Trent at fullback. I believe that team could keep the ball well enough that we would be getting counter-attacked on rather than worrying about constantly losing a battle in midfield. It would only be counter-attacks I think we'd have to worry about more. And Enzo and Bellingham have got the pace for us to not really get caught out very often in terms of counter.
I don't think Enzo's got the pace.
I do.
And by the way, I don't think Enzo's slow. But I want someone who eats up the ground. Like you see when we played Spurs, for example, and you see when Nunes started running down the wing and Basuma just caught up with him and stepped in front of him, won the ball, and then won the free kick. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I don't think Enzo's as quick as Basuma, but he's quick.
But that's what I want, Drift. That's why I'm so hot on getting Kone. Because Kone's not getting run, and that's why I'm saying I want Enzo, I want Bellingham, but I still think we need someone else because I don't think those two can play in the pivot together. They can play in a 3 together perfectly. And if you were to say to me, Flacco's playing and then it's Enzo and Bellingham either side, bro, I'm good. But if we're playing the pivot, it's one or the other.
Well, here's the thing, bro. We play the pivot, then they both don't need to play. That's when it is a Flacco or somebody else that plays. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what rotation. That's what I'm saying. That's what rotation. Yeah. Because you got to remember, we signed Bellingham and then we signed Enzo and Bellingham. We're getting a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old. They're not going to play every week. We still got Thiago, Hendo, and Flacco. Do you know what I mean? We rotate, bro. Horses for courses or whatever they say. Like, whatever the game is, you play the player based on the game, innit?
If you send me the rotation.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Right. And then you might, you know what? You see, Amrabat. Not going to lie, bro. I don't think he's rapid, but I saw that brother catch Mbappe.
I'm not going to lie.
I saw him catch Mbappe, bro. I mean, he had his head to the sky. He had his head to the sky, bro. But he caught Mbappe, bro, and he made one hell of a tackle on him as well, bro.
You see when people say he's got that dog in him? No. Amrabat's in the dog, bro. You're looking at the dog saying he's got that Amrabat in him, bro. When I saw him hunt down Mbappe, bro, and say you ain't getting into the box with that ball, I said, yeah, you're about it. What I will say is though, I'm still not fully convinced by him. Like I think there are better players than him. And I think the World Cup is kind of, in my opinion, clouding some people's vision. But he is very good.
I hear you.
I could see him going to a West Ham, for example. No disrespect to West Ham. I hope none's taken. And doing a phenomenal job for them. But for Liverpool, I think it's a different ball game.
I think it's 50-50 on whether he could do a job at Liverpool or not. But all right, and I mean this with absolutely no disrespect. So we got any Moroccans in the building. Please do not go ham on me for this. I think he's a wonderful squad player though, Cal. So I don't have a problem with him coming in and getting us through this season. And then he's part of the rotation for the following seasons afterwards, where you know he's going to do a really good job when he comes in. Because it is nice to have those kind of players without being disrespectful that they know they're not quite going to play every week, but they'll always do well when they do play. I think it's good to have those players in your squad, bro.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Shall I tell you who I want that player to be? Jordan Henderson.
Flacco. Oh, okay.
And Fabinho.
Effectively, it would be Flacco if we got Kone.
No, I want it to be both of them.
I hear you.
We need 3 centre midfielders. I want to go into the next season with 5 or 6 for the pivot role. 5 or 6 reliable players. And I don't think that's asking for too much.
I think Amrabat showed enough in the World Cup that he could be more than World Cup hype. And I'd be willing to take the risk on him if he was going to be a reasonable price.
But we're Liverpool, bro.
But every now and again, you need to go and try and do that Andy Robertson signing where you're like, yeah, do you remember when we did that? And nobody believed in it at the time, but
Why?
you know what I mean?
Why?
Because sometimes there's a gem in a player that nobody knows.
No, fair enough. But why do we have to go out and do it?
Because those players, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, know their place. Like, I think people underestimate having players in the squad who are willing to be squad players. Like, personalities and attitude and all that, it counts a lot. And if you got players that are going to start moaning and kicking up a fuss if they're not playing, it messes with the harmony of the squad. And if you go and get a Casado, or if you go and get a Kone, unfortunately, the ability of those guys will mean they won't be happy sitting on a bench. And again, I'm not being shady to Amrabat, but I think he will accept his place as like, wow, do you know what I mean? I'm at Liverpool. I didn't see this coming. I'm going to enjoy this ride. Whereas I think someone like Casado might be a bit like, nah, I ain't holding bench nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
I've proved
I want
myself
that.
now. I'm not
I want
holding
that.
bench nowhere.
I
No,
want that.
but that means that when he is holding bench, he's going to moan. He's
No,
going to
no,
cause
no.
a problem by
No.
holding bench.
See, that's where I disagree. I don't want a player to come in and be like, oh, man, look, Liverpool, I made it.
No,
I
not
wanna take-
starstruck. Not starstruck. I don't think Amrabat will be starstruck. Fiorentina's a good club. I don't think he'll be starstruck, but I think he would be very appreciative of where his career has taken him. Whereas
Agreed.
the other guys, I think they have an expectation that they should be there. And I think that will make them more moany if they're not playing. Do you get what I mean?
Or Drift, it could force them the other way, up it in training and say, right, man's got my position. I want that position. I'm coming for that position. Pause.
It could work both ways.
That's the sort of mentality. I want that mentality at the club where, like, let's say it's me, you, and Matt going into training. You know, we're all boys and we're playing 3 different positions. But we're going into training and Turkish and them man from the big 6 are there. And you're looking over your shoulder saying, those are my boys, but they want my position. They want to take the food off my table. I ain't letting that happen. That's what I want now, Drift. I want winning animals at my club.
Well, we know his mentality is first class. We're not going to have to worry about Amrabat's winning mentality. We know that.
We don't know.
No. I think he's definitely proved that he is a winner. 100%.
We don't know that, Drift.
Bro, that World Cup, he showed, in my opinion, he's got a winning mentality.
Well, it's different to do it for your club and your country, bro. We've seen many players ball out for their country and not do it at club level.
That is very true. But I think if he's playing with better players where there's less pressure on him, because remember, at Morocco, he's carrying a lot of pressure. I think at Liverpool, with better players around him doing a lot less work, it would probably increase his ability to perform. Like for Morocco, he's like constantly under pressure all the time. At Liverpool, he wouldn't have that. So he could relax a bit more. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be as tense. It wouldn't be so, do you know what I mean? Because for Morocco, every game is a dog game, innit? But for Liverpool, it wouldn't be like that. So
no, every game is a dog game for Liverpool, bro.
No, I mean, as in we're not the underdog. Like Morocco were always the underdog and we're always under the cosh. Whereas at Liverpool, that won't be the case. A lot of games will be the better team and will dominate. Do you get what I mean? Morocco were never going to dominate anyone. As brilliant as they did, they're never the team that's going to dominate. Do you get what I mean? They have to have a game plan and they have to get through better opposition at every turn of the World Cup, which every turn they play somebody better than them.
That's also a reason why it could potentially be a reason not to get him as well, Drift, because it's a mentality shift. You're going from being the underdog to the betting favorite every week, effectively. That's a different mentality.
We got players who proved they can do it. Genie did that. Robinson did that. I think
Genie was used to that. Robbo definitely made that transition. Genie was used to that from being in Holland, though.
I know, but at Newcastle, he was in a relegation.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. He was in a new world for the opposite. When he come back to Liverpool, that was his world, and he proved it.
Yeah. I get what.
Robbo, hands down, 100%.
And we're doing it. We're doing it now with like Ramsey as an example. He's a player who's not used to winning, and we've got to change his mentality. I know he's young, but we still have to change his mentality.
He's a kid, though. Robbo is a fully grown man.
No. I get it. I get what you mean, but I mean, there's still a mentality change that we've got to get in. We've got to get into him, right? Like Ramsey isn't used to having the expectation of actually winning every game. We've got to flick that switch and make him understand now he's got to win every game. Do you get what I mean?
Very true. Very true. Help some of these supers.
Yeah, you know, Matip, that's the point. Matip never came to Liverpool and was used to winning. We had to flip the switch on him.
Schalke weren't a rubbish team when Matip was there, though.
But they weren't used to winning. There wasn't an expectation to have to win.
True.
Do you get what I mean?
Liam says Enzo, Thiago, double pivot and play Jude in the 10. I don't think that works.
I do. I think that's so much sauce is dripping off the
I think it's a lot of sauce, but I think that midfield, people play through that midfield. Do you? Yeah.
Hey, bruv, Enzo gets stuck in, you know.
No, I'm not denying that, but as I say, if we get caught high up the pitch and we're forced to turn.
But then we've got Van Dijk and Ibu.
Yeah, but I don't want to be relying on the defense, bro. I want.
No, but then, man, but bro, you know how imposing they are.
No, I hear that. I hear that, Drift, but I don't want to have to ground my children for being naughty. I just want to be able to give them a look and they stop. Kone gives the look and they stop, bruv. Like Ibu and Virgil are go and face the wall. You're grounded. Kone is the.
I think that midfield is like, and again, I'm not getting ahead of myself here. So please, everybody, listen to the context in which I'm saying. If you look at Rodri and you look at the way he developed his game based on being a brilliant footballer on the ball, and then adding that little bit of stuff to it, Enzo is a much younger version of what I think Rodri then went on to be. Because if we're all honest, at 21, Rodri didn't have as good a defensive nous as he does now. He had all the fundamentals and he's learned it along the way. I can see Enzo being able to do what Rodri's done and develop that defensive part with everything else because he's got that mentality. Bro, I think Enzo could go on to actually be a DM if he wanted to, but he'd just be a DM in this new age world where the passing and all of that, he's got it. So he's not just restricted to literally all you do is defend. Do you get what I mean?
I don't disagree. My only takeaway is Enzo, if he was playing in a 3, phenomenal. In a double pivot with Thiago or Bellingham, I don't like the idea of it.
But Bellingham would come back and help, remember? He wouldn't just be lost up there. Do you know what I'm saying?
I still don't like it, Drift. I need a destroyer in there. I need a natural destroyer.
It sounds saucy to me. I'm not even going to lie.
I need a natural destroyer with pace. I do.
If I woke up tomorrow and Liverpool were playing and it was Enzo, Thiago and Bellingham midfield, yeah, that'll hit me different. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That'll hit me different. It brings a smile to my face, bro. That would hit me different, bro. That would be so much sauce. It would be ridiculous, bro. And I'm telling you, them man there would be roughing up people as well. People would think they wouldn't, but it'll get violent in that midfield as well, bro. Because Bellingham can put himself about as well. It will get rough. The opposition would not be in for an easy game, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It will get rough. It will get rough.
Liam says, any truth in Emre Can going to Benfica? I don't know. Let's stir that pot.
A little replacement there, yeah.
Emre Can, if he does that, then he's forgiven for everything, bro. He's forgiven for everything if he does that. Trevor said, thoughts on Gary Lineker's comments? I'm not sure what comments you're referring to, Trevor, bro.
Probably the one where he was saying they shouldn't have put the robe on Messi.
Okay. So...
which I'm stuck in the middle of, if I'm being honest. Because I can see both sides of the argument.
I don't know. For me, I found a bit of laughter in it, but I do like to have a laugh at things like that because the first thing I thought when I looked at it is like, right, this is a bit mad, but I'm not fuming about it.
Here's how I looked at it. As a non-Arab person who's not understanding the cultural significance. That's what I was going to say. Fully, I was looking at it like you should have let the man have the World Cup lift in his Argentina shirt because it's his country. Do you get what I mean? And then you can put the robe on him and bless him afterwards, and he can also have photos in it. That's how I was looking at as a non-Arab person. But then, because I'm a very level-headed person, I looked at it as a black person. And bro, if he was dripped in some African traditional garments, or if he was dripped in some Jamaican traditional garment or something like that, the gun fingers will be up. I'll be doing the bloop, 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 bloop. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? La, 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 la. Like, so what I'm saying is, I think it's a very hard one to actually truly know, because I think all the Arab people in the world must be so proud right now, and I can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
But I also understand why people would be like, can Messi have his moment as an Argentinian, and then you can do it afterwards? So I get both sides of the story. I actually do.
Yeah.
I don't really think this is one of those ones that just goes one way or the other. I think this is one of those ones where you have to just look at it and go, both sides of the argument have an argument. Can we agree to disagree? And we don't. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it anyway.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world. But it's just been a bit of a gaslit World Cup, innit?
Yeah.
Hopefully all that stuff's under the rug now and we can move on from it. Matt's hairline says Matt will be here soon, just having a light snack. Matt's actually not feeling too well at the moment, so
Yeah.
Also says POV, what's it like to be Matt's hairline out now? Again, Matt's not feeling too well, so we're not gonna kick a man while he's down. Matt will be back as soon as he's feeling better. Drift, anything you want to add before we take the people out?
Yeah, we just need to run a competition quickly, bro. What's going on with my mouse? So,
the Maggie.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, underneath my mouth is all sticky. All right. So, as you guys know, we're running a competition that ended last night, and we had 2 places. The site automatically picked one of the winners for us, and we are going to be selecting one of the winners right now. So, the winner that was automatically selected, I'm not going to actually go over to the thing because it will actually bring up his personal details, which I'm not going to do.
We don't want that. No.
Yeah, which I'm not going to do. But the first winner, and he might have already been notified by email on this, is man like Imran in the building. Let me drop a bomb for Imran. Hold on. Where's the bomb? Man like Imran with the win there. So big up your damn self, Imran. And you know what? Imran actually bought quite a few tickets, which is very, very generous, bro. So big up your damn self each and every time. So yeah, the first winner was Imran. So big up yourself each and every time, Imran. Obviously, we'll be in touch with you and, just let us know what piece of merch you want. And that book is going to be on its way to you very, very soon. Now, for the rest of the entrants, let me see. Let me bring this up. We are going to do a live reveal right now who the other winner is. Ooh, ooh. Can you see that?
Hello.
Can everyone see that? Hello.
Hello.
Live. Kopish first. I hope everybody you entered is here right now. That would be a shame, actually. So everyone's saying that explosion goes ham. Imran in the building. Big up yourself, bro.
Imran.
Big up yourself, bro. Each and every time. As I said, we'll be in.
Drift.
The book will be on the way to you. Yeah, bro.
What you froze still?
Oh,
wow.
that'd
have been the worst timing, bro.
Oh, what? Did I go a bit dodgy
Yeah,
for a
you
minute?
for a sec.
Oh, okay. Right. We ready? Are we ready?
We are indeed.
All right, give me a drum roll, Cal. Give me a drum roll.
That's not even a drum roll. I don't even know what that was.
Oh, all right, hold on. Right, we ready? We ready, yeah?
We
all
are
right, here we
indeed.
go. It's kind of exciting still. Man like David Douglas.
David Douglas is our second winner. I said I sounded like Chewbacca.
Big up, David. Big up your damn self, bro. There you have it. Live and exclusive right there. David is the winner of the second prize
Douglas
from the raffle. David, we will be in touch. You know what? We have the details, but just in case, David, give us an email to let us know that you know you've won as well. And obviously, we'll be in contact. And in the email, let us know what you would like your piece of merch to be. And the Hendo's book and that merch will be on its way to you soon. Yeah, that was kind of exciting. I feel like a bit of a big kid there, bro.
And guys, these prizes, we're going to be doing more of these. So don't feel as though because you missed out this time that this is over. Obviously, it's not going to be like the lottery where we give away millions and stuff. Look forward to more of these sort of things where we can, you know, give out prizes as a way to say thank you for your support over the years and God willing the coming years as well. So, yeah, congratulations, Imran. Congratulations, David. And thank you to everyone who took part as well. Really,
yeah. Big up yourselves.
Really happy that we are able to provide two people with two very great prizes, and we'll obviously.
And that was a little sneaky preview, Cal, for when we do the live members reveal on Friday. That is going to be that's going to be exciting because that's the big one. That's the signed shirt, people. The sign. Should we extend the ability to be a member for that one, or should we close it today like we're going to? Should we be generous? Should we extend it? It's Christmas, isn't it?
Thursday. Let's extend it to Thursday.
Okay, yeah. No, you're right. So, guys, you have until Thursday.
Drift. Mr. Dare I say it, Drift? DM me on Insta and we'll try and get that rectified for you.
Yeah, we will. Or, do you know what, bro? If the link isn't working, the link will be in the description for the Patreon, which counts just the same. And all the same stuff that's up there on the members will be on the Patreon. So if you want to join as a Patreon member instead of a YouTube member, both run exactly the same from our end. You get the same stuff and they both run the same. So if it's not working, bro, we can always get you to sign up to Patreon. So all Patreon members will also be entered into this draw. It's the same thing. It's just for people who are in a different time zone or a different, what do they call it again, Cal? There's like that word for it where it's like there's something wrong with where you are, why it won't
like
let
YouTube
it do
like tax stuff and
yes, it's very weird. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, big up. But I'm looking forward to that one. So on Friday's show, we'll have another one. And yeah, as Cal said, we will be doing a lot more competitions for you guys in 2023. So we want to give back, show our appreciation to you guys. And, you know what I mean? Big up yourselves. Looking forward to that. And members, you got some World Cup semi-finals and that coming this week as well. So it's going to get mad.
It is indeed. People, we've got a jam-packed week for you. So what am I going to ask now? Make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date with what we're doing.
I'm not gonna lie, if that happens, it will be crazy, bro. It'll actually be crazy. And I'm sorry, I love you, Lee, and I understand where you're coming from, but we need that shirt on you, and we need a picture of you in it. We're gonna give man a prize. Man needs to wear it.
Yeah, one of you lot are gonna have to wear it.
Yeah. It's gonna get mad. It's gonna
switch on the notification bell. Make sure you follow us on social media. And look, subscribe if you're new to the channel. 30% of you aren't subscribed to the channel. Don't know what else we can really do to sway you, but make sure you join us. We'll be back tomorrow, early evening, with a preview for Man City with two very special guests. So make sure you join us for that. We're probably going live around 5 p.m. UK time, so make sure you join us for that. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. Make sure you, if you're watching this, post it being live. Make sure you smash the like button as well. Make sure you look at Alex George becoming a member. Big up Alex George.
Big up Alex.
Yeah, make sure you leave your comments about the topics we've spoken about today. People, as always, it's a pleasure rocking with you guys. We are truly humbled to be in this community. Till we see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day / evening. Stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kopish and we are out, people. Take care.
Peace.